Sister, they say you had a question.
Pick it up.
So the thing that they're wearing on the bottom of their shirt, on their garments, looks similar to what we have on, right? Let's get it out the Bible.
Bring it up.
Numbers chapter 15.
Yes.
Because what we have to do as a people is start realizing why we do what we do, right? We know why we have on fringes, right? We know why we teach unity. We know why we have beards, why we don't have bald heads. Why? Because God says so. Our people have to stop doing what they think and start doing what God says.
That's right.
Read.
Numbers 15, verse 37. And the Lord spake, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
Who's this referencing to? Who? The children of Israel. He's not. What you'll see in this Bible, you won't see God dealing with the other nations. It's always going to be the children of Israel, children of Israel, children of Israel. That's why we're out here teaching a certain people, which are the children of Israel, children of Israel. We don't realize how special we are. God is only sent us to teach you all. So he said, speak unto the children of Israel, read.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So now, slide this over a little bit. So when you see the so-called, where's the sign? When you see the so-called natives, right? And they have these tassels all around their clothing. We've seen those for years in pictures, right? We never realized that the Native Americans are keeping God's laws here. This was a law of God. When they came to this side of the world, they came here to keep God's laws. That's why so many of them have this on their clothing. Where are we reading this from? The Bible. God commanded this to the Israelites. And as you can see, majority of our people don't wear these. Why? Because we're still in the midst of sin, breaking God's laws. You understand that? Read.
Throughout their generation.
How long?
Throughout their generations.
Throughout their generations. So how long is throughout your generations with the S?
Ever.
Thank you, sister. The sister said forever. So our people should not be walking around today without fringes on. You understand that? Because it was given during the time of Moses in the wilderness, and it was commanded that it would be given, that we would wear it throughout our generations. So if you have children, they should have it on. When they have children, they should have it on. And so on and so on and so forth. So every generation that comes, they'll have on fringes upon their garments. Read.
That's right. And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So it's great detail in what is being said. Not only is it fringes, sister, I need you to look, it's also a ribbon of blue upon the fringe.
That's right.
It's great detail in this. The detail is, you not only do you have the fringes on, but you also put a ribbon of blue on it. The Lord says, guess what? The nations already envy you. Everything you do, they start doing. You ever heard the term, they steal your swag? That's true, right? So guess what? On a lot of clothing today, you'll see these little tassels on women's clothing in the store, right? But they don't have the ribbon of blue. Because the nations see you and want to make merchandise of you. They want to copy your style. Take it to be their own and then refurbish it and sell it right back to you. Nah, God made you distinct from everybody else. He said, what I'm going to give you as a fashion sense, no one can copy that.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe.
What's the purpose of these fringes?
That ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
Wait a minute. Y'all have alert reminders on your phone?
Bring it up.
You do, right? You have that, right? Because when you want to be reminded of something, an alert goes off at a certain time, like an alarm or something else, right? God says these fringes are a reminder, an indicator. Give an example. I'm a married man, right? If I wanted to commit adultery with a woman, as I'm walking, maybe going to the hotel, whatever the case may be, right? My fringes remind me, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Bring it out. Right.
It's a reminder.
Bring it out.
Because when you know you're keeping God's commandments, you're going to think twice about committing sin with your fringes on. The Lord wanted you to always have a reminder to stay out of sin. You understand that, sister? Yeah, I know you got another question. Let's finish this verse real quick and I got your next question.
And do them.
So it's not only a reminder to look upon it, but for you to do the commandments of God.
That's right.
It's a reminder to do the commandments of God.
Right.
What was your next question?
Yeah, I know the purple means like royalty, what's the blue and yellow?
Okay, because here's the thing. The Lord has a standard. She said she understands the purple means royalty, but what is the blue and the yellow, right? Okay. Now, he doesn't specify what color fringe to wear, but he does specify the ribbon of blue, because he's made us different than every other nation.
That's right.
That's God's. Here's what we got to do. Realize God has a standard.
Right.
God has a standard. Give me that in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3.
Bring it out.
Author of beauty 13 and 3. Wisdom of Solomon 13 and 3.
Bring it out.
And you had a question, brother?
I'm just so
Okay, all right, great.
Wisdom of Solomon 13 verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
So now, what our people used to do when they see lightning, see the sun, see the moon, they would worship them as gods because they were beautiful, right? God says, guess what? Solomon says, if you think those things are beautiful, how much more is he that created them?
That's right.
Right? Read.
For the first author of beauty hath created them.
The Bible says that the first author of beauty created those things. Who gave us the blue ribbon and the fringes to wear?
Bring it out.
The first author of beauty.
That's right.
He said, guess what? I'm going to give you a distinct dress code.
Right.
All the nations going to envy your dress code.
Right.
They're all going to want to be like you.
Right.
He's the first fashion designer.
Right.
That's what he is.
Bring it out.
So real quick, so remember, what you learned earlier, what is the reason we went into slavery again? Do you remember? Thank you. The sister said because we disobeyed God's laws. She's 100% right. Did you know that? Okay, did you know that, brother? You knew that. Did your sisters know that? So we went into slavery because we broke God's laws, and we still break them today.
Right.
I'm going to go to 2 laws real quick, all right? And I want to show you these are the things we would do that inevitably caused God to be furious with us and sent us into slavery. Make sense?
Slavery now, mine.
Oh, both.
So you say,
Both.
wait, real quick, you just said God sent us into slavery? Okay, all right,
That's what I said.
I'm listening, go ahead.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I heard you right.
Yes, we'll get that next. Actually, let's go to it. Deuteronomy 28.
Bring it out.
Let's go straight to it.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
And while we're getting that, what's your nationality?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm Irish and Indian and black.
You're Irish, Indian, and black. What's your father?
My father's Irish.
Your father's Irish, like black Irish or white Irish?
Like a white man.
Okay.
And my mom's a black woman.
Okay, what
mixed
about-
with Native American.
Okay, what about you, sis?
I'm Panamanian, German, and Italian.
Panamanian. Your father's what?
My dad is Panamanian.
Panamanian, okay. How about you, brother? What's your nationality?
Black.
Black. Black and Cherokee. Okay, black. Okay, now what I did that to show we'll all be in Atlanta, all being at 5 Points, but everybody subscribed to something different.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Now we all know we all came on the slave ships, right? We all originated here through the slave trade somehow, but yet we all claim something different.
Right.
We got to start wondering, why is that, right? Read.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken
Hearken means to listen.
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So if you will not listen and do all of God's commandments, right? Moses is in the wilderness with the children of Israel, teaching them God's commandments, right? What's going to happen?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So not only happen to you, but the curses are going to overtake you.
Right.
But now remember, he's talking to the children of Israel in the wilderness. What we're going to do is see if history lines up with prophecy.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Y'all understand that? We're going to see if history lines up with God's prophecies. Because God gave this to Moses like 3,000 years ago.
Right.
So I want you to think, curses upon a certain people. Now we have to go through the curses to see if they describe anyone that we can recognize today. Right? Verse 68.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Exodus 20. So now, one of those curses, the Lord is going to bring the children of Israel into slavery again with ships. That's what Egypt is synonymous with, slavery. You understand that, sister, right here? Yeah. Egypt is synonymous with slavery. Go back to Deuteronomy 28.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemy.
Now, real quick, let's break this thing down. So this, we'll grab this one. So we just read. Come closer. Come over here, bro. Come on. That you were gonna go into slavery again, but this time by way of ships.
Right. Bring it out.
So I want you to think about history. History. Some people can say many people went into slavery on ships, right? Okay. But the Bible is very detailed.
Right.
And incredibly detailed. It's not just going to stop with ships. It's not just going to stop with ships at all. I got you in 1 second.
Bring it out.
And it says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. You ever heard of slave auction blocks? There was a buying and selling process that went on, right? We can agree. Say that again. Still doing it now. Right now, our brothers and sisters in Libya are being sold on slave auction blocks today. By the same people that started the trans-Sub-Saharan slave trade in the 8th century.
That's right.
The Arabs that were selling us back in the 900s are the same Arabs selling us today in 2019. The same devils. The devils don't change. That's why we say we know spirits.
Bring it out.
You know spirits. Might not know you, but we know spirits. Right? So read.
For bondmen,
For slave men
and bondwomen.
and bondwomen. Verse 48.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
So the same ones who had you on slave ships, God says you were going to have to serve them.
Right.
Huh. When we got off those ships, did we do what we want to do? Did we walk around and go house hunting? We didn't, right? We had to do what?
Listen.
Say again?
Listen.
We had to listen. And you said work? What'd you say? Do what we were told. Serve them, correct? Where are we reading that from? The Bible. So the first curse was we were going to be on slave ships, right? We were going to be on cargo slave. I'll say ships. The Bible says ships, and we were going to be sold to our enemies. Now it's going into we're going to have to serve those same enemies we were on their ships with. For what?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Remember your question back there? When I said the Lord sent us into slavery? Read that part again.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Why did the Lord send them against us? We read it earlier. Say that again, brother. Because we broke his laws. It says if you not hearken and do all of his commandments, all of these curses shall come upon thee.
Right.
What was it specifically that we didn't listen to, you know?
Okay, I got you in 1 second.
Okay.
So you want the laws that we broke, some of that we broke. Okay, I'll get that. You got a question too?
It's just my opinion. I feel like as a race we could have changed that, but they embedded fear into us to control us.
Oh, give me that. What's that? Leviticus 26. Leviticus 26 and 16. He said they embedded fear into us.
Bring it out.
They were just the tool used to embed fear in us.
Right.
Verse 16. Let's see what God says.
17. Leviticus 26, verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemy.
So remember when you had the rebellious slave on the plantation? What did master do? To make an example for everybody else, right?
Beat you, rape your mother, rape your father,
Right.
kill your kids, put fear in you.
Put fear. Well, let's see what God says.
They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee where none pursueth. Verse 16. Verse 16. And I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror and consumption and the burning aid.
So now, and I want verse 36 too. So God says what he's going to do is he's going to put the first terrorists over you.
Right. Bring it out.
God, he's going to point over you terror. The verse after it says, and they that hate you shall reign over you.
Right.
Who did God call the real terrorists? You tell me. Because those that hate us reign over us today. And the verse above, God said he's going to appoint terror over you.
Bring it out.
So when you think of terrorists, you think of turbans on the head and bombs strapped to your chest. No. It's the one who went to every land, killed, raped, and robbed every dark race. He's the real terrorist according to God.
Why just us?
Say again?
Why just us?
Look, beautiful question.
We the chosen.
Give me some, bro.
Bring it out.
Give me some, bro. I'm gonna give you an example in a second, right? I want you to think about it as we go. You have children? Y'all have children? When you give, let's say I give this analogy a lot, but I love it. So I'm gonna give it again. Let's say your children say they want to go outside and play, right? You tell them, go outside, go down the street. You can see them from the window though. Go down the street, play with the other kids. But be it before, everybody knows that. Be home, bring your butt home before the street light comes on. That was told all of us growing up, right? Let's say your kids come home at 1 in the morning. What you gonna do?
Beat their
You gonna what?
Beat their
Wait a minute. Guess what we getting right now? We getting a butt whooping ourselves. Let's prove it. Amos 3 and 1.
Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out.
The sister said, why us? So far we proved the slavery on ships. We didn't finish the yokes of iron around the neck. We gotta get to those intricacies, because you might think this slavery happened to everybody. No. Not the way Moses detailed it. No, sir. Say again?
We are unique.
That's what God calls us, peculiar. We're unique. We're strange. That's what we are. Yes, you're 100% right, bro. You're 100% right. Read.
Amos 3 verse 1.
Bring it out.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Is he talking to all the children?
Who? That's us.
The children of Israel.
You know
No, you're right. It is us. We are the children of Israel. So God has given specific instructions to the children of Israel. Now, he created the world with many nations, 18 to be exact. He's only speaking to one nation out of the 18. Read.
Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
Wait a minute. Does God know every nation on the planet?
You only have I known.
This is very important.
Only.
Say that again, sister.
You only.
That's very important. Because we love to push that God is the God of everybody. You won't find that in the Bible. God says, I'm speaking to the children of Israel, and you only have I known. That sounds very possessive to me. Read.
Of all the families of the earth.
He said, out of every family on the earth, I only know the children of Israel. You guys don't know how special you are. Read.
Therefore,
So because I only know you, I only gave my laws to you. Because in the wilderness with Moses, it was only the children of Israel. The heathen was not who Moses was speaking to. He was talking to the children of Israel. So the laws that we got, that we broke to end up in slavery, God says, I only know you, because I only found you to be special enough to give these special laws. Read.
I will punish you.
Sister, I need you to hear this. Hold on, real quick. Listen to that. He said, so therefore, because he only knows you,
I will punish you.
remember the analogy I gave with your children? So, when they're coming at 1 in the morning, you punish them, right? That's what everybody said. Do you punish all the children they were playing with? Why not?
Because I only know my child.
Wait a minute. Isn't that what God just said? God said, I'm only punishing you because you are my children, not the other nations. He made them, but he only gave his laws, his love, his covenants to you. You understand that? You understand that now?
Where you reading from?
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. And real quick, Amos, A-M-O-S, chapter 3, verse 1 and 2, I believe. Right? So real quick, Deuteronomy 22:5, because the sister had asked, what laws did we break for this to happen to us, correct? Right? So the brother said the 10 commandments. Anything else? I'm gonna give you an example, real quick. Is homosexuality okay with God? Right. Is that in the 10 commandments?
I mean, it is saying not to do that.
It's not in the 10 commandments. Meaning, what I'm trying to show you, there's more than 10 commandments. There's more than 10 laws. I'm going to read one for you. The sister got it early, but we're going to give it again. Because the sister asked a question back there. She said, what do we do to end up for this to happen to us, right? Remember, God gave us his laws. Therefore, we reap the punishment for breaking those laws. Right. So God gave us a dietary law. We can't eat shrimp, crab, lobster, catfish, pork. Right. See, very good. We can't eat that. But if the white man want to eat it, so what?
Right.
God never gave him the laws on diet.
Right.
God never gave the Chinese man the laws on diet. He gave it to you.
That's right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because I noticed, and I've been like this all my life. And whenever I eat pork, like
Say it again.
I said I have a question about the pork.
Okay.
And I've been like this all my life. Like when I eat pork, and like it messes my stomach.
Very good. Very good. The sister said she's been like this all her life. Whenever if she ever eats pork, it messes her up. Because pork is not meant for us to eat. The pig is the garbage can of the earth. They eat all the slop, filth, the dead animals. That's their job. Their body's not even designed for us to eat it. But guess what? The ones who had you in slavery, when you had no means of getting the food yourself, what did they feed you? The slop. But now, you're supposed to be free. Why are you still eating the slop? Huh. Makes sense, right? Your sister said habit. Guess what? Habits have to be broken if it's not of God. Good. Read.
Deuteronomy 20.
Here's another habit that I want you to hear before you leave that you have to break. Read.
Deuteronomy 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear.
Whoa. The sister, I didn't even get to it. Your sister, she just yelled it out. Wait a minute.
I already know.
You already know?
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
I mean, when you so used, you so accustomed of doing certain things, you do it.
Just live what you taught.
Okay.
If my mom don't wear pants,
Okay.
totally against.
So your mother doesn't wear pants. Man.
She doesn't.
I know, so I said she doesn't wear pants. Mother's a very, very wise woman.
An older guy got her out of her pants years ago.
She said an older guy got. So he came and gamed your mama and got out of pants.
Scripture.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, let's read. Let's finish reading it for everybody else.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So now, give me Joshua 24, verse 15. Because every one of us is going to have a crossroad. We're going to come to a crossroad when we're going to have to make the decision. I heard what God says. Now, am I going to do it? Because what we showed you first was the punishments of God. This is how severe God punished us for breaking his commandments. So he's not okay with us breaking them today. The punishment still comes. Us going to getting gunned down in the street. Our behinds whooped by police. We the highest in gout, in hypertension. All of these things that are bad, we lead number one. Why? Because we continually go against God's commandments. So the punishment is going to continue. We just call it bad luck. It ain't luck. Say that again, sister, on the mic.
I call it a curse.
God calls it curses. God put curses upon us if we don't do as he instructed. Very simple.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of our wives. And our children too. We have abandoned.
that I'm a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.